elections with 172 days to go to Election Day. It is, surprisingly to many, not looking very good for Republicans. A new Fox News poll shows 43% of registered voters would now choose the generic Democratic candidate for Congress if the election were held today, compared to only 40% who would choose the Republican. That 3-point Democratic advantage is a complete reversal from the 3-point advantage for the Republicans just a month ago. Voters also saying Democrats would do a better job on immigration, health care, even job creation, and Republicans dead even on taxes and the economy. The only winning issue for the Republicans, dealing with a deficit. Well, our first guest tonight says the conservative movement is not dead, as evidenced by decisive primary victories in Nebraska and West Virginia Tuesday. Joining us now, leading conservative David Bossie, who is the president of Citizens United. David, great to have you with us. Let me ask you first, what do you make of these newly released, just as I reported it, Fox polls?
Well, look, Lou, I think those numbers are interesting. Elections, 24 hours is an eternity in politics, and we have 6 months to go till the next election. So I think those polls will ebb and flow, as that poll showed just from a month ago. So I'm not worried about that. I believe Obamacare is an anvil around the neck of every Democratic candidate. The voters that are going to be turning out in November find that issue to be prevalent in every poll that we look at. So between deficit spending and Obamacare, I think our chances are pretty good.
Well, the chances are pretty good. Ben Sasse winning in Nebraska. Pete Ricketts, the gubernatorial Republican primary winner. But we've got primaries in Kentucky and Georgia coming up next week. I mean, right now, Mitch McConnell's up 32 points over the Tea Party candidate. In the Georgia race to succeed Saxby Chambliss in the Senate. I mean, Phil Gingrey and Paul Brown lag behind. I mean, this is not looking good here.
Well, Lou, first of all, and
that's a week away, not 6 months away, just to keep the record straight.
You are correct, and those are they're bearing down on us. Paul Brown and Phil Gingrey are chopping up the conservative vote, along with Karen Handel. 3 good conservatives that are in that race, and so they're kind of splitting the vote up. And you see Purdue and Kingston really moving away from those 3, and maybe those 2 go to the runoff. Look, we're not going to win every race, and the establishment doesn't win every race, and that's why we have elections. So it's a lot of fun to participate in this. So winning with Sasse in Nebraska, winning with Alex Mooney in West Virginia too on Tuesday was terrific. I'll be honest with you, Lou. I think Mississippi is the next race where everyone in America is going to be focused on that race on the Wednesday following Election Day.
You know, one of the concerns is that, of course, that the GOP establishment has come out so hard, so strong with the Chamber of Commerce and others just targeting the Tea Party, that the Tea Party is targeting has driven away Tea Party voters. And what was to be a large tent is a tent that now may be flapping in a losing breeze, because the Tea Party, which provided the energy in the last midterm, may be saying, at least in some states, then the hell with you, GOP. Are you concerned about that possibility?
I am, Lou. It's upsetting to see leaders in the Republican Party attack those that put them in the majority in the House and those that made them the leaders in the Senate. So it is very upsetting and troubling that we could be driving a wedge. And those voters, those important voters that knock on the doors and make the phone calls and donate, will look to stay home in November instead of voting. And that's why we have to have all of the energy for these candidates come November.
Well, Tea Party Express leader Sal Russo coming out with an op-ed within 24 hours of the primaries, saying that it's time for comprehensive immigration reform. Sal Russo, a Republican operative, GOP establishment Republican operative. The Tea Party Express, I don't know how you would describe it. I think it comes pretty close to being that astroturf that Nancy Pelosi talked about 4 years ago. But this is not helpful to the conservatives, to the base, or to the Tea Party, is it?
It certainly not helpful, Lou, but no voters in America know who Sal Russo is. Certainly inside the Beltway, it's going to be talked about today. But after that, nobody's going to pay attention to Sal Russo or anything he has to say. He has lost his credibility when he was supposedly, as you said, one of these Tea Party leaders with an organization that may or may not have been able to do anything. He had a little bit of gravitas, but I think he's kind of thrown that to the wind.
David Bossie, as always, good to talk with you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Lou. Thank you.
David Bossie.